to my house, and I hit a couple of the side roads. This is actually a cul-de-sac we were on. You're not gonna be able to see a damn thing. There's a cul-de-sac out there, and up on top of the hill are these two machines. I am walking up on them. Looks like a little baby Suzuki. Try to move them out in the light. I got ramps in the back. It doesn't roll. That might be a little fun to get in the truck, but we're getting it in the truck. Let's go see what this one is. Another Suzuki something. Watch your toes. Let's go see about loading those suckers up. I really got to get a winch built into my truck because these are the ramps I had for my trailer. Just so happened to have them in there, but the angle on them is ridiculously steep. If one of you guys would help me push, it would really help. Let's see what we got. Worst case, I'm going to take the little one because I can get it in there easier. What is this, like a 230 or something? Wish me luck. Come along would be awesome right about now. Well, that was a good score. The little one was hard to get in, and the big one, the wheels are locked up on the little one. You want to roll. She's a peach. Hey guys, and how's it going? Hey, I grabbed this ATV about 3 weeks ago. We have a spring and a fall cleanup. A couple of the towns around here do that. Most of the towns around here do that. And what you have is bulk garbage pickup. And you can pretty much throw out anything you want other than hazardous materials, and they'll come and get it. So this and another smaller four-wheeler were at one location. And we loaded them up on the truck. Not easily, but we got them anyway. I know nothing about it, I haven't looked at it yet, other than the quickie visual that we did when we dragged them into the garage from that video. I'll try to put a link to that if anybody's interested. That was a good day picking. One thing we saw was the case. It's like somebody gummed up the case right here, probably through the chain, did a chomp in there. Last time it was on the register for trails was 2010, so about 10 years ago. And it looks like it's just been sitting out in the woods or, you know, behind the garage or something for a long period of time. I'd like to see if we could bring it back to life. Make a will it run, but if that does not pan out, we're gonna go tear it apart and find out why it died. Gotta be some reason why they stopped riding it, you know. If it's minimum, could be bad fuel, and they just wouldn't start for them, or it's totally blown up, or trans is gone, or something major is just wrong with it. And either way, we'll go figure it out. And it'll be a parts machine, or it'll be a machine that gets resurrected to ride again. So let's get you set up in the stand. We'll start getting some stuff off it and do a little bit of investigation. Well, first let's see if we can get that seat off. It's got a pull cable on the back here with a piece of sheetrock hardware. Yeah, we're gonna need to grab that with a rag. She's got little spikes sticking out of it. I don't know if you can see it right there. There we go. Anybody home? I don't see any mice running. That's a good sign. See if she'll move. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Well, there's a problem. She's seized. Let's get rid of some of the cruddies. Let's get these 4 bolts out of here and see if we can get this plastic out of our way. Get a better look. Two more. Full. Full of something. Probably 50-50 water mix. What do you think our chances are for oil? That exhaust is kind of crushed into it though. I'm going to be able to get it out. Get a little light, we'll poke down inside there. See if I can take a peek inside. I do see... I see oil, I don't see any water in it. That's a good sign. Let's go figure out why the engine doesn't turn over though. Plug's hand tight. Like something probably was here before us. Has the coil wires off of it. Do we even have a coil wire? Do we even have a coil? You see it? Oh, there it is. Oh, good. So at least it's physically there. Let's go take a peek. I do not see anything absolutely obvious right off the bat. We're on the other side. Do you want to... We could probably take this cover off. It'll expose us to the mag, and we might be able to get a little bit better rocking on the engine. We can go backwards with it. We'll shoot some oil down the cylinder. All right, we'll put some oil in the cylinder. I got some, I think I have some Marvel here, or transmission fluid, one of the two. We'll put inside the plug hole and let that sit while we're opening this cover off. We got a plan. Let's do that into a container we can get into. A little thin ketchup for the system, right? Let's go get it. Shoot it in there for the most part. Yeah, I made a mess. I like the smell of that, the Marvel. It smells like peppermint. helping hand. There we go. See a screw here. I wonder if there's one back in this mess. I would think there would be. Probably has a, where's the brake on the cover? Let's take, I think there's one right here. Let's dig at that for a little bit. Maybe we'll just take all the other ones off and we'll see if it comes out of the way. Just seems like a far span to go from here to here. Yeah, let's take them all out, see what we get. Okay, you can get on that one. Took one of the bolts out of the pedal just so it swings down out of the way. Okay. I think a couple of taps and it should just fall right off for us. I'm not thinking so. Looks like somebody might have glued it on before. Sounds loose. I wonder if we still have one in here somewhere, maybe. All right. Do some whittling. I think so. Now, if there was one, it's gone. It's starting to bleed for us, though. There she goes. I hope that pan's gonna be big enough. It's hanging up in this corner somewhere. I really don't want to stick a screwdriver in between. Might get a putty knife. Work it with a putty knife. I got 2 putty knives. If we can get possibly 2 of them in there, and then drive in between. There we go. At least it didn't fall in the oil. I think it's holding up on the shifter. Come to me. The other thing we got done too is just put it, bumped it in gear and kind of rolled it back and forth, but I know that case is already damaged anyway, so I wanted to take a peek what we had going on. Let's go for Captain Hook. I mean, Otherwise, there's the timing chain issue or something. Can we get that out of there? Figure that has to kind of stay behind. There we go. No, it doesn't stay behind. We look at the a tad bit of JB weld on that, building that corner back up. Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get a socket. We'll get a socket on here and a little breaker bar. We'll see if we can kind of rock it back and forth and get the engine to free up. Right tool for the right job. So this way, which way is run? Let's try both ways. If we can get a little bit of move back and forth, we'll be good. But I mean, it literally could have a drop valve in it. We don't know. Okay. There it goes. All right. Ooh, she's grimy though. Yeah. Let's go the direction it's freer. That's probably down. Is it in gear? No. Just gonna make it all the way around. If not, we'll go. There we go. You gotta go around twice. 4-stroke. Alright. I wonder if we get a drill on it, maybe. We'll kind of just let it go. I think we got it though. Yeah, we weren't. We might have been able to get it with the transmission. Now it's tightening up again. You hear it? Just a little bit of rust on the. Right. Go this way. We'll go this way. It's just got one spot. I don't know if it's valve related. Give it a little bit more. And then we'll set up a drill. Right there, it's kind of grubby. Let's work that one spot. Let that marble kind of splash around the piston, because the problem is, even though you fill it up, it all kind of runs to the lower side, you know. Let's put a gallon in it. I have a decent amount in it. Keeps acting like it's in gear. Might be. This thing's got a clutch on it. What do you think it does? Oh, it's an automatic or a clutch. Normally you would see a basket. Might be on the other side. Clutch basket on the other side. All right. Let's give her a little. Give her some RPM to the drill now. All right, let's go. Put you on drill. Put you on slow gear. See if it shoots oil out of the cylinder. Let's try it the other way. Getting tight still. in a while it gets like a little boom feel to it. Yeah, and it's also trying to drive it too. That might be what it is. Let's get our our shifter. See if we can maybe find it. Nothing says it even shifts, right? I'm gonna get a floor jack and put the rear end up in the air. That up in the air. The bearings are beat in the back. That tire is held on by a half a bolt. You kick it now. Yeah. That was it. Might have transmission issues, not sure. Yeah, it's definitely still in gear. It does not seem like it wants to. That could have been what the issue was too, you know? That might have been its last failure. I say. But if I follow that cable down, it's going around. It's got a clutch right there. Or maybe we can squeeze that in and block it for now. Just get that part out of harm's way. We'll just start with trying to get the engine to run, then we'll deal with it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll put a socket or something in there just to hold the clutch in the off position. I think the cable's kind of bound up though, because squeeze the lever, it's not doing what it's supposed to. There we go. Let's see if that helps us at all. No. A little bit of. Clutch probably froze. You know what it is? It's in reverse. That's what it is. That would make sense why it wouldn't go out of gear. Let's, I don't know. There, let's try that. Ha! That was simple. Now we're good. Let's go spin it with a drill now. Once in a while it's getting a little skippy, but it's getting better. Here the drill bogging down, then it went okay. Oh. Yeah, and then it bumped it in gear when the cover fell down. That's what's happening. Let's go put a tie wrap up on that, get it out of our way. And let's go pop the valve covers off. And we'll make sure that the valve's just not hanging down on us. Let's go watch that intake valve. See if it has any kind of... Yeah, it was not that, and it bound up. I'm gonna put my finger on the exhaust valve. We'll feel that one. Nope. It's not a valve problem. I just wanted maybe just a little crud on the side of the cylinder walls. Not sure. You don't think the shaft being, no, let's say the shifter shaft not being supported. Let's go backwards. I'm gonna go poke around in that bore, take a peek inside with a scope and see if we can see anything. Got a bore scope in there. Let me back up for a second. So that's the top of the piston. I do not see any, the piston's all the way down too. I don't see anything obvious. Let me wipe it for a second. Hold on. There is still some oil on top. There you go. I can see a little bit better. Problem is the reflection of the light sometimes is causing it to look like. That's where a valve would sit right there. You see that little cutaway to the at 9 o'clock. Let me put a bend on it. Yeah. I do not see anything. I was kind of wondering if we were going to possibly have any damage. You see if a valve was hitting. Let me tweak to the exhaust valve side. That's oil right there. See that where the little shiny spot is? That's just the light reflecting on oil. Not see anything there. And on the other side, camera's flashing. You're going to shut off in a second. There's the other one. Back it up. There's the other one. There's oil sitting in that cavity. I do not see any hits, any damage. So I don't think there's anything in the combustion chamber, other than possibly maybe there's just some carbon on the top that it's kind of crunching on. So I'm going to go put some oil back in it again, more oil. We'll spin it up a little bit more, see what happens. Yeah, right there is where the valve cutout is on top of the piston. And this right here is the cylinder wall. You know, you backed all the way up. You're coming out of the hole. Okay. It's like that over 50 exam, you know. We might be able to maybe shoot some right on the valve. Might be able to take the intake. More than likely, it would be an exhaust issue anyway. Gotta get on it. Try to do a distance. There you go. Get on the stem part of it, so if the stem's got some crud on it, it's just peeing right through. It is. Why would that go right through? Oh no, okay. I'm thinking I just put it down the center of the. It's peeing out because it's just running down to the galley down below. Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. Let's go load her up pretty good again. And for some more spins. Gotta spin over slow. I don't want to shoot all that oil out right away. I do want it to splash around a little. Going backwards. Oops. But I definitely know everything gets coated. I'm just kind of babying it. Yep. Let's go see if that's that top dead center when it did it. So it's stuck at bottom dead center. Piston's all the way down when it did it. So it's definitely not a valve issue. I mean, and it's hard on that too. Timing chain. Something in the timing chain. Timing chain's just got a lot of slop to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we could take. I wish we could take the head off. I don't know how this is arranged up in here. I'm gonna go forward for a second. Normal run. Pumping all the oil out of the oil pump system. See it dribbling? That's okay. I want to purge that anyway. And it's spinning it this slow. I'm not afraid of the crank getting damaged. If the crank already had damage, it's going to have it. Running it with no oil in there is not going to be our failure point, you know. I would prefer if it was able to have oil stay in there, but it is what it is. And it doesn't. Generally, if it's a crank that's like seasoned, you would feel it all the time. It would just, you know, have drag, and eventually just start knocking. But it's pretty smooth. I'm kind of thinking timing chain, but I don't want to tear into it if we don't need to. Yeah, I think we're going to take that valve cover off of there. I'm going to work it a little bit more. I'm going to spin it a little bit more. We're probably going to go pop this off, and we should be able to see the one side of the chain. Let's bring up the RPMs a little bit. High gear. I see a ton of metal pumping out of it. starting to feel pretty free. I think what I would like to do now, maybe we'll put a compression test in there and we'll give her a couple of kicks over and we'll see if we have compression. If we get a good number, then we know the top end is okay. And if not, then we'll know to go pull that off. All right, see what we get. We can do it by hand or not. Yeah, it's high. Some of the oil is hydrolocking. You got 100 pounds. 100 pounds. Where are you? What are you looking at? We got 100 pounds. I'd say maybe we put it together. Throw some oil in it. Actually, put together. Throw some oil in it, and we'll see if we get any spark. Maybe we can kind of move forward from there. Go for a Hail Mary, you know. Actually, the timing chain we can see right there. I don't know why I didn't catch that earlier. Let's go give it a slight rotation. See if I can prop the light up in there. There we go. I don't see anything yet. Yeah. And I shined a light to the bottom of the crank. You can kind of see. You can see up through there, and I picked up with the scope. And I want to see if I can see any blue or anything on the bottom of the crank, on the rod, and all that looks fine too. So, don't know. Very odd. Yeah, what would be bottom dead center that would interfere with the crank turning? That, you know, generally it's always top dead center with that, on the cylinder head side of things, unless there's something on the cam. If the cam is binding in its cradle, right? So if the cam's spinning around and it's all sloppy or whatever, it doesn't have to matter where the piston is. That could be still an issue. I'm gonna poke around a little bit more. It does have a cable activated decompression valve. There's no cable on it. I don't know if you can get some. I wonder if that'll snap back once we give it a kick. Yeah. I don't know if that's a separate valve by itself, or does it just hold the exhaust valve open longer? Oof. Keep you out of harm's way. Get you in the lens. I say we put it back together, give it a couple kicks, see if we got spark. If we got spark, we're gonna go dump some gas in it and see what happens. I gooped up that cover. I didn't put oil in it yet. I kind of want to let it set up, but let's go see. The $1 million question is whether we have spark. Oof, we got oil. Ah, right in the eyeball. I did not see spark though. There we go. All right. Oh, it picked up on camera. We got it. That's a really good thing. So is that bugging you as much as it's bugging me? Let's go fill them up a tad. At least trying to make them round. So So I still haven't put oil in it. I want to let that cover set up a little bit more, and then I'm going to draw it in one last tighten, probably about another half hour. So in the meantime, put air on the tires. I'm going to go pull the carburetor off of there. It's frozen. It needs to be addressed. And for us to fire it up, it'd be nice to dribble a little bit of fuel, you know, through that intake. And I also want to make sure there's no critters in the filter side of things, which is more than likely. We'll leave it at that. And we're about halfway up the sight glass, 2/3, and nothing's leaking. It's a good sign. The boss is here too, right? Any suggestions? My biggest critic. All right, so we can puff a little bit of fuel down the spark plug hole or the intake, carbs off of it, and it was no fanfare. I did not have it full of crap either. Actually, it wasn't half bad. I was surprised. There was nothing in the intake. What do you think? Probably gonna go a little down the plug hole. Let's see what that does for us. We might need that decompression valve too. On the long plug. Yeah, let's try fire. Should be able to do it by hand now. All right, yeah. Contact, actually. And they already hit the decompression. There we go. You ever get the feeling you're going to be there a while? Get up a little higher. Oh, don't want that. That'll hurt. I like stuff with electric start. Yeah, well, I am catching my breath from kicking. I want to get that Carburetor into and get it soaked real fast so that it could be doing its thing while we're screwing around. I'm guessing a ton of water got in it. Again, because it was left outside. Let's say the last 3 we did had that issue. Drum roll, please. Let's see where we at. That's straight water. That is not gas. It runs on water, man. See how things look. She's not bad. The float and everything still moves, so it's not like it's terminally ill. Sure, it needs all the loving, but let's do the old raise the bridge or lower the water deal. Yeah. Pop. Here it goes. Nope. No, it didn't. I'm going to tap that pin out of the float, tear it apart. I think you guys have seen this a gazillion times. And I have a hard time trying to work alongside myself. I'm over here. It's not over here where I can see it. Pop the choke out real quick. moves. Nothing's bound up. Good old Makuni. Get in there. Stab myself in the finger right now. Screwdriver is just a hair too big to fit. Fit in a slot, you know. It's a problem being too big to fit in a slot. Is that the idle speed one? It is. Round tip. That was bound up pretty good. I'm gonna take the choke out and pop the float out of it. Get that last jet out. I'm gonna let that soak while we're screwing around. I'm gonna put you on the other side of things. Didn't add any more fuel. I just kind of clean the plug. See what we get. We're going to try tying that decompression valve up. It's just too hard to kick through and it's not hooked to anything, so. Let's make some noise. There we go. That's what I was looking for. She'll live. That means all the valve timing and everything's okay. I'm happy about that. Got the carb all back together. You want to go see that happen? Go pick one of the other 900 videos. And then the phone rang. And then I dropped the carburetor. And of course it lands right on the threads. Let's fix it. The slide. As long as the slide screws in, we should be fine. I'm gonna go clean those threads up on the wire wheel too. Well, as long as they go back in and thread in, we'll be okay. If not, we have to whittle a little more. Sometimes less is more. We need. Good to me. The only problem is, I don't think that throttle cable is any good. That throttle's, yeah, the throttle's froze. So we're not gonna be able to give it any gas. I don't know if I want to get into that right now, but what we could probably do is just pop it on, and we could run the thumb screw in to open her up a little. Or I could just maybe leave the top loose and pull up on a cable. I want to finish cleaning what I was doing though. I got to put the linkage on yet for the choke. Good. Damage averted. Crisis. Damage. Crisis. Who says I can't work the throttle? Just yank on the cable. Throttle. All right, we're hooked up with cab. Lily just can't wait for the anticipation. And fuel is filled up to right there. And it's holding. That's a good sign. Let's kick her, see if she'll live. How many 100 kicks do you give it? Choke's on. Halfway. Let's see what happens. I don't want to grab the throttle. Ugh, this thing's tall. Leg up on it. Full choke. There we go. A little bit of gas. Gas is a mistake. Oh. Why didn't it stay running though? Let's do that. It's kind of a fast idle. You sure you want to be there? Let's turn her up. That's the idle speed I'm adjusting. Trying to. Run size, run size. Why does it run die? Stay running. Please. I'm getting too old for this. We are still in full choke. Let's try turning the choke all the way off. See what we get. Close the throttle up some. Let's see what that does for us. Helped. Just don't have the coordination. I'm gonna try something. I wonder if the intake needs to be on there for drag. Run out of gas. I think the plug, I heated the plug up with a torch, try to burn off any crap that's up inside it. I really don't think that's it, but. Seems like you let it sit for a minute, then it comes alive. I'm pretty convinced it's fuel too. I'm positive, but could be spark cut now, but I don't think so. I tried choking off with the tape on the back of it. To get that decompression valve hooked up, you click it each time up top, just where it is now. It's kind of hard to do. Yeah, see, each time it sits, let it sit for 30 seconds and it starts on the first kick, which kind of sounds like it's just not getting enough gas. Why that would be, I don't know. The float pole's full. I'm pretty sure everything is pretty damn clean inside. We could try putting the boot back on. I guess that wouldn't hurt. Take 274. See what we get. Got a little. Run!
Stay running. I got the clutch in. Alright, we just gotta dial that sucker in. It she'll run. I want to adjust the valves too, the clacking. That might be a little part of the kicking over. Whee! It lives. I wanted to pop it in gear, run it through the gears. And it did for a second. As soon as I got it in gear though, I had the clutch held back still so that it wouldn't go. I'm pretty sure it's fine though. Awesome. My dog made a, no, she can care less. Not very easily impressed. Oh yeah, from the trash to running. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's supposed to have a thumb lever up top somewhere. Sometimes they're automatic too. When you go to kick it, it's connected to the kicker. That might have been where it was. Yeah, you may have had it from the kicker. And it goes over to the decompression valve. Every time you go to kick it, it gives you that first initial shot with a momentum, and then it allows it to kick in. So you don't have to kick through it. Whew. Smells good. Smells like burnt peppermint from the oil. Yeah. All right, guys, I think we're gonna leave on a good note. I'm gonna go air out the place, and Willie and I are gonna go have dinner. I'm psyched. That's cool. I got there on. I gotta catch my breath. All right, guys. With that, I'm gonna go sign off. I want to thank you all for hanging out and wrenching with me, getting this seized up piece of crap to up and running in just a couple hours. Awesome. All right, guys. Till the next one. I'll see you later. Bye. You want that? Get it. I'm gonna get it. Pop it. Go get it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah. How about a kick? Go for a kick? Uh-oh. Running out of gas. Squirrel.